When the Car Guy channel gets out there, we meet a lot of guys just hanging around. Introduce yourself.
I'm just a guy that's hanging around.
He's a guy hater. He's been on the show about a half a dozen times. Mark Fettichel. Mark, how you doing?
I'm the most famous guy that nobody knows. How do you like that?
I get him confused with a couple of guys, but usually I see you at shows, and you're at the, you were at Dream Machines not too long ago. You're kind of the spokesman for that?
Yeah, I'm the MC on the main music stage on many events, on many festivals, on the Pacific Coast Dream Machines, which is coming up very soon. They
ask a lot of people, but see, basically he draws the short straw.
That's right. I'm that guy.
That was a lot of fun last year. That truck kind of went right in the air and came on down. I thought it was tipping over.
It went cattywampus, as they say, right?
Cattywampus. Hey, you're doing some stuff with the motorcycle show. Aren't you doing some marketing stuff?
Yes, I am. I'm out there just looking for some sponsors and trying to get some interest in marketing the event and bringing in some vendors, and that's what I'm doing.
And you're all over the place. Why we kind of caught you, grabbed you, this interview, suckered you in here. And you're doing a lot of stuff over at Netto's, aren't you, with the bands and the groups and all that stuff? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I'm kind of their entertainment director right now, and I'm bringing in bands. I run a very excellent pro jam every Tuesday called Tuesday Blues Day at Netto's Market and Grill, which is on Franklin, 1313 Franklin. And it's a pro jam early from 6 to 9 for us old guys, so you can come out.
Oh, he should speak for himself. All these old guys.
Guys like me, I can be home by 10 o'clock at night and still do all my music, and you can come in and jam. A lot of people come. It's a big house.
What's the band normally I usually see? Is it Johnny and the Rockets or something? Or?
Little Johnny and the Giants.
Little Johnny and the Giants. We had you guys on the show one time. Great harmonica stuff. He's the harmonica guy. We're going to try to hook up with Mark and work with some of the bands we got coming for Hot San Jose Nights. We got Joe Sereno. We got Nigel and Clive. We talked today. I think those guys.
Nigel and Clive. Great guys. I worked with them at the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival. They brought me up to do some Beatles songs with them.
They're nothing but fun.
They were fun.
I mean, if you haven't seen Nigel and Clive, what a fun gig. Hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks for being there. And then
Thanks,
I know
Mike.
we're going to work with Lauren for a little bit. So we got him on the air. We got him kind of going. And then apparently, do you have a pair of shades?
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of how we do.
I better do it
and
like this.
Looks like we're signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey there, car guys. We're over at Winchester Auto Parts. You know, guys in my trade and guys like you guys are building cars at home, we all have choices where we buy our parts. Every guy in this store is a car guy, 100% car guy. And kind of the neat thing is, they're not parts guys. These guys are part techs.
I do enjoy getting up and coming to my job in the morning.
And the other thing is he gets a lot of his parts at wholesale. So working here at the store, you're kind of a car guy.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. How many cars you got?
I've got 4 currently.
When I pick up the phone, I ask for a part, they know what I'm talking about.
I'm Mark Fettichel, the Harmonica Man, and you're watching the Car Guy channel.
Hey there, guys. Car of the week. We have chose a 1958 Chevrolet Impala. This car is absolutely spectacular. The color is phenomenal. I love the two-tone with the top being white. The car is kind of a soft jewel blue. Absolutely spectacular car. When these 1958 Chevrolet Impalas came out, it was the very, very, very first year of Impala. And the other thing it's the very first year of is the big V8 motor. They came out with a motor called a 348. They had a 348 engine with a couple different engine options. You had a 4-barrel, and then you had a 3-deuce tri-power setup. And the 3-deuce tri-power setup had 315 horsepower to 290 horsepower. They had a 283 that went in one of these with a 4-barrel. Very, very stout car, very sought after, with 290 horsepower. This particular car has a 250 horse, 2-barrel car. But what a spectacular automobile, the chrome. In 1958, they put so much chrome on these cars. Chrome was coming in pretty big. It's the only body style really of its kind. Even though every year Chevrolet, between all the Tri-5s, the 5s, 6s, and the 7s, they all were very, very unique in their own way. But 58 kind of stands out on its own in the Chevrolet world. The huge bumper, Pontiac and Buick, they kind of redesigned all their cars, and so they kind of wanted to get into the mix of them. But when they did these Chevrolet Impala, I'm telling you guys, the lines on these are so sought after. I mean, collectors go crazy over these, especially for a car that's non-rust. California car is very, very special. A few interesting items on this 58 car is the hubcaps. Now, you real Chevy buffs are going to really kind of understand these are really not true and correct. But a lot of dealers and a lot of people back then put on the 1957 Chevrolet spinners on the end of the hubcaps. When they came out like this right here is the right way to do it. The way we drilled the holes in, put them in, and I mean, I'm telling you, this gives it a lot of style to the car. And they have the forged hash marks on the front fenders, which is really kind of cool. They have these on the top of each fender, which is really nice. Kind of like about a wing type thing, pretty cool. The bumpers are massive, and the bumpers are huge on this car. Big grill and dual headlights on the 1958. And Corvette 1958, if you know, is a dual headlight car also. It's the first year of dual headlights on a 58 Corvette. So they kind of did a lot of things in 58. Chevrolet did. And coming out with this body style was a whole complete new animal for them. And it's a heavy car. It drives pretty heavy. And, of course, you real Chevy buffs will know that's the first year of this type of transmission being the Power Glide when they had reverse coming right off a park, which is kind of the earlier cars. Reverse was all in the bottom of the low side. If you Chevy guys are out there know what I'm talking about. And these hoods, all these hoods in the older cars open so easy. But underneath here, this car here is a power steering car. Power steering ran right off the generators like they did in 5, 6, and 7. It was a good way to kind of do it. It was kind of simple to operate it that way and simple to work on and service too, if you notice. Then they went ahead and put the power steering pumps, actually bolted them to the block. But this is a 283, two-barrel car, 250 horsepower. Very, very clean. Underneath this is just detailed so well. It's kind of a nice black lacquer underneath here. You can tell they put the shielding right in between the insulator right in between the hood and the frame cross member on it. I got to tell you, the cleanliness of the car, the openness, I mean, you can still almost like store stuff underneath the engine compartment of the car. Earlier cars, on General Motors, they still painted all the firewalls the same color as the car. You know, Chrysler painted the whole car, and they all did the whole thing underneath it. What a good driving automobile this is. Not a lot of options on it, but it does have power steering, does have an automatic, it does have a heater, it does have the radio, Wonder Bar radio in the car. So there's a lot of really good things about this, and they come up with a lot of options in these years. They had air conditioning options in these. They had, of course, the 348 engine with the horsepower, the tri-powers like we talked about earlier, and they did offer a car with a stick shift. The stick shift was on the column, and they did not have 4-speed options for Chevrolet Impala. Corvette was the first year they went ahead and offered them into, actually in 57, but in 58, Corvette 4-speed was a pretty big deal. 58 Chevys did not have a 4-speed shift on the floor. Latter years, they did make quite a few changes on them. I'm telling you, the tritone interior in this car is really cool. It kind of is like a silver and then a light blue and then kind of a charcoal gray and back to the white again. I mean, these cars were class and they were built really, really neat. The X-frame was the very, very first thing that they changed over to when they went ahead and did a body change on the car. The 58 Chevrolet Impala started off the X-frame. The frame kind of went all the way to the very middle of the car. They went back out. They thought it'd be for more rigid and a real tougher frame to do. And I'll tell you something, it's a real strong frame. The high quality level of this car here, all the interior was done. This particular automobile happens to be a documented 40,000-mile automobile. And I'm going to tell you guys once, I'm going to tell you twice, I say it all the time to everybody, a car is only original once. This car happened to be repainted, so that doesn't have the original paint, and this car has to have some of the interiors replaced in the car, so it's not original interior. There's a lot of items in here that are original. All the door handles, all the armrest has never been redone on this car. And the chrome on the side of this chrome here was all the original chrome on it. The rubber was replaced going around the doors, and of course the seals and the carpets and a few things. And the dash is just massive in these cars. The dash kind of covers, obviously, you know, they say the whole front of it, but it covers the whole front of it. It kind of wraps around you. And back in 56 and 57, the dashes are a little bit more on the flatter side. So in 58, that dash they kind of bring a little bit more wrap around. They bring the dash a little bit more to you on the front of the car, the way the design is. They put the radio in the same spot. The vents are going to be in the same spot. The key thing is always still on the right, how they did it. But the steering wheel in the car, they put a little bit more style to the steering wheel when they put the 3 holes in the middle of it with the ring that goes around it and the 3 colors, and they have the 4 chrome rings.